everybody! I hope you are all having an amazing week. Welcome to our third bi-weekly regular Ask Kimberly Q&A. Guys, I am so excited. If you guys are new to this whole Q&A thing, here is the deal. Every other week, I'm putting out a surprise post on my social media, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat, and you guys are asking all of your relationship questions, and then I am answering some of those questions in a video on YouTube every other Friday. So this is the third official one, and you guys were bringing it with the questions this week. Guys, I'm so excited to get right in and answer some of these questions. If you guys are new to Ask Kimberly, don't forget to hit the big subscribe button down below and follow me on social media so that you don't miss the next Q&A, because guys, these are super fun to get involved in. I am also doing a huge 200,000 subscriber giveaway right now. It is for over $1,000 worth of stuff, including makeup, Kylie lip kits, perfume, and some of my favorite books. So if you guys want to be entered into that giveaway, just follow the instructions down below. All right, you guys, I know you are waiting, so let's take a dive right into these questions. Are you guys excited? Question number one. Question number one comes from Amber_Van Is it bad that you haven't had your first kiss when you're 15? When a lot of your friends are having a certain experience, particularly like an experience with a boyfriend or a romantic experience, and you have not had that experience yet, it is so easy to like feel left out and down and like maybe like there's something wrong with you. But I'm here to tell you that that is not the case at all. Like we all have romantic experiences and life experiences in a different order at different times in our lives. It doesn't mean that anything is different about us. It just means that like the way things have panned out, the way things have unfolded in our lives have been different than other people's or our friends. There really is no right or wrong time to have your first boyfriend or your first kiss. I think that these things just kind of happen naturally when the time is right and when you're in a situation where you get an opportunity to meet somebody who you like and who likes you back. If you go to a really small school or you just spend a lot of time really dedicated to a sport or a hobby that just doesn't have a lot of people or not a lot of opportunities, and that's totally cool. I mean, I think it's actually even better to sometimes not have the distraction of a relationship when you're young, because then you can focus on yourself. You can focus on your confidence, your grades, like what makes you really special in this world. And so it just makes you that much more ready for a relationship when the time is right. Okay, we're gonna go to question two. Guys, this question is from Haley, and she asked me on like basically every social media forum. So she asked me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. So she definitely got noticed by doing that. So if you want your question answered, try doing that next time. It definitely helped her. So Haley26 says, "Hi Kimberly, here's my question for your Q&A. How do you get over a crush that you have to see every day? Thank you so much if you are able to answer." Aww, that's so cute. Like you guys send me the cutest messages. Most of the time when we have a crush and we're moving on from that crush, we're in a situation where we do have to see them every day. So Haley, your situation isn't abnormal. Like normally we'd go to the same school with somebody, or we're in the same activity, or we work at the same job, which is how we developed a crush on them in the first place. The best way to move on from a crush in any situation, regardless of whether you have to see them every day or not, is to remind yourself of why that relationship isn't progressing forward. Why didn't it work out? Is it because they rejected you? Well, if that's the case, then you shouldn't really want to be in a relationship with them anyway, because they won't be able to give you what you need. Whether it's that or some other reason why you're not pursuing a relationship, just reflect on like why that relationship didn't work out. But just because you're not pursuing a relationship with this person, it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy their presence and just like feel good about being around them. I mean, isn't that what the fun of having a crush is? You can still enjoy a person's presence if you know that you're not going to get into a relationship with them, or even if they're not relationship material. If you personally think it would help you to keep some distance from that person, just so that you're not like crushed every time you come home and like the relationship hasn't progressed forward, then you can totally do that. I just think that it's a better life experience for you to like learn how to see someone every day and accept that that relationship isn't going to happen. And if you like them as a crush, there's a good chance you're gonna like them as a friend too, and just like really get them as a person and really hit it off. So I think that you can actually just enjoy their friendship and just understand that the relationship just isn't gonna happen for whatever reason, and that that's okay. So Haley, I really hope this works out for you, and good luck with your love situation. Question number three is from Mia with a smiley face. Mia, you're so cute. She says, "What was your teen insecurity?" When I was a teen, my biggest insecurity was actually my body. I felt that there was so much pressure when I was growing up to be thin, and I always felt like my body wasn't good enough, and I was like constantly feeling shame or self-critical about the way that I looked. This is like really personal to share with you guys, but the reason I'm sharing it is because I think it's really actually quite common for young girls to have body image issues and to like feel like their body isn't good enough. And I think it's largely due to like the world that we live in and like just the pressure that society puts on us for our bodies to be perfect. And I grew up in the performing arts, so I was in dance like really seriously until I was 15. And then when I turned 18, I was actually in like a Canadian pop group, like a girl group, and we toured around North America and like had songs on like the Canadian version of MTV and on the radio and stuff. And so this was like a huge part of my life. And if you guys want me to tell you more about that in another video, because I have some stories, that's for sure, about that. If you want me to tell you more, I can definitely do that. But during that period of my life, like, I mean, there was so much pressure. I was constantly getting compared to the other two girls in the group, and I mean, it's so messed up the way that Hollywood and the performing arts industry works. I mean, that's kind of how, like, I think that's why I was feeling the pressure, but it doesn't matter if you're in entertainment or not. I know that so many of you guys have insecurities about your body or like feel like you're overweight or that you're too skinny. What I really want to tell you is, like, looking back now, I feel like I didn't really start to feel beautiful until I was like 24 or 25. And that's when I finally felt good about myself and felt beautiful. And that was right before I met Nathan. But like at that time, I would look back at pictures of myself when I was like 16, 17, 18, like when I was feeling so bad. I would look back and say, like, what was I thinking? Like, why did I spend so much time worrying about what other people thought of me or worrying about my weight or my body shape when all the time, like, I was actually perfect just the way I was? And I think all of you one day will look back at yourselves now and say, wow, like, I was perfect just the way I was. Like, why was I so concerned about the extra 5 pounds or the extra 10 pounds or even the extra 20 pounds? Guys, I'm here to tell you, it doesn't really matter. All of our bodies are different, and every single person's body is beautiful and made to be exactly the way it is right now. Like, that's how you were made. Trying to change that is only gonna hurt you, is only gonna make you feel like you're not good enough, because it's very hard to actually change the shape of your own body. Like, most of us just kind of have like a set body that we're born with, and that's just kind of how it is. The number one thing that we talk about in these relationship videos is always confidence. Like, your confidence is the most important thing for your own well-being, but also in other people seeing the beauty in you. I want you guys to know, like, if you feel like your body isn't good enough somehow, like, you're totally not alone. I really hope that you can like look at your own body and say, wow, like, I'm so beautiful, I deserve love, I'm just gonna go rock it. Like, I'm just gonna go be myself and be confident and like allow that to speak for me. I don't want you guys to like stay in your closet and change into 10 different outfits to find which one like makes your body look the best or makes you look the most hot for other people. Like, I want you to get dressed in the morning and like just feel awesome about yourself, like no matter what it is you're wearing, and dress for yourself and not for other people. Obviously, this is touching a nerve for me, you guys, because I really care about you, and I really don't want you to like spend so much time obsessing over something that in the end you're gonna realize does not really matter that much. What matters is like what's inside and what's in here and how much you have to give to the world, because you are all beautiful and special. All right, you guys, question 4. Oh my gosh, this question comes from lyv.avant. I don't know how to say this name. I hope that's the right way. Hi Kim, I think this guy in my French class likes me. He gave me a big hug on my birthday, called me his baby, aww, when asking for some popcorn, and was waiting for me to come back from the bathroom with the pass, and then came back and saying that he didn't really have to go. Oh my gosh. I think he was just doing it to see me. I really think he likes me, but I don't want to make any wrong moves because I kind of like him too. Please help, Kim! Oh my gosh. Seriously, guys, I can't even tell you how happy it makes me when I hear like your little anecdotes of things that happen to you in real life and like success stories and things like this where it's like so obvious that your crush likes you, and it's so exciting and just so awesome for you guys. So thanks for sharing that story. Obviously, this guy does like you. I think the best way to know for sure if he likes you is just check in with your gut. And if you have like such a strong feeling that he does, you are probably right. I'd say at this point, the best thing that you can do is just like relax and enjoy the fact that he does like you and that you like him and that it is mutual and it's gonna feel so good. You're worried about messing up or saying something wrong or doing something wrong because you like him too. The best thing that you can do at this stage is just realize that when someone likes you, you can almost do no wrong in their eyes. The more yourself you are, like even if you say something that's like slightly awkward or off, like he's probably not even gonna notice. So just be yourself, go for it, and enjoy that experience. I'm sure it sounds like it's gonna be a happy one. I really hope it works out for you. Question 5. Okay, oh my gosh. The next question is from my Snapchat family. Oh my god, you guys are so cute. This time on Snapchat, it was like insane. I know I said last time was really crazy on Snapchat. This time was like insane. Like I actually could not keep up with reading all of the snaps. Like it was crazy, but in such a good way. I love you guys so much. And even just to open them all, I was like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. Okay, Victoria with a K says, how did your parents react to your brother coming out? Victoria, this is an awesome question, but I think this might be Mitch's question to answer. Do you guys want Mitchell to come onto a Q&A video sometime? What do you guys think of that? Would that be fun? I think they should totally have him on, and he has so many life experiences of his own and so much awesome advice, especially for those of you in the LGBTQ community, because he has had the experience of coming out and had the experience of our parents reacting to his coming out. And I can share stories with you about people I've worked with and about my brother, but I think it's like so much better coming from him. Guys, let me know if you want Mitch to come on, or let him know on Twitter or on his social media or on his YouTube as well. And hopefully we can make that happen. All right, you guys, question 6 comes from Facebook from Nathan Saunders. Is there a time in life where it's better to be single? All right, Nathan, this is an awesome question. I don't think that there's like a specific time in life, like between the ages of 21 and 23, you should be single. No, I don't think it's like as specific as that. But I do think that every single person could benefit from having like a stretch of their lives where they enjoy being single. This could mean not going on any dates at all. This could mean playing the field and dating a lot of people for 6 months. Just the experience of like living in this world on your own and being independent and learning about the world, what you like, what you don't like, is so important for your own self-confidence, self-esteem, and independence. I think it's like a really, really good activity and a good test for people who have been in relationships like their whole lives and have never really not been in a relationship. If you're one of those people, it might be time to try being single for a little while just to see what comes out of it, what you learn about yourself. And I think that a lot of good things can come out of that. So this lovely lady is from my Snapchat family. She is Jules2003, and she says, hey Kimberly, would it ever be a good idea to get back together with an ex? Love you so much. Aw, love you too, that's so cute. Thank you so much for the question. Okay guys, getting back together with an ex is a serious thing, and research actually shows that about 50% of us will get back together with an ex at some point in our dating lives. So a lot of us do it, but is it the right thing to do? I honestly think that when you are getting back together with an ex, like whether they broke up with you and now they're coming groveling back, or you broke up with them and now you're realizing like what you're missing, or you just realize that the relationship was better, you need to really think about like why that relationship ended in the first place. Like what was it about the two of you that made you break up? Like was it situational, like you moved apart and like it didn't make sense for you to stay together? Or was that person like really on your nerves? Were they obsessive? Were they controlling? Were you guys fighting all the time? Like what was that relationship like? If you haven't solved the problems that you dealt with the first time around, you're probably going to break up again. And guys, it hurts just as much the second time to break up with someone than it does the first. Sometimes it can even hurt more. So be careful with your hearts, you guys. Like don't give it to someone who doesn't deserve it. If this is something that you're convinced is the right thing to do, like it can work out. I've seen it work out, but in many, many, many cases, it doesn't work out. So just watch your hearts, you guys. Be careful and only do this if you really think it's the right thing. All right, you guys, this next question is from Instagram. It's from Caitlin Katzdever. Caitlin says, love your videos and a positive attitude heart. Oh, so sweet. By the way, how did you meet your husband? Okay, Caitlin, this is a story and a half. I cannot go into the whole thing right here and now in a Q&A, but I do have like a whole video on how Nathan and I met. It was a complete surprise. I will link it right here so you can check it out after this video is over. We actually met on the dance floor of like a really popular supper club / nightclub here in Toronto, and it was totally by chance. Like when we added each other on Facebook, we had 0 mutual friends. It was a complete chance encounter, and he ended up being like the love of my life. So it can happen. Like you can meet someone on the dance floor of a club and they can end up being like your Prince Charming. It's so crazy how it happened for us. So definitely watch that video and maybe you will learn a little bit more. All right, you guys, question 9. Oh my God, this is going by so fast. This is coming from Michelle3. She says, I'm a bisexual girl and I have a crush on a girl. I don't know what her sexuality is, so I just don't want to be weird and be like, hey, are you gay? So how could I possibly bring it up in a conversation without straight up telling her that I have a crush on her? Michelle, this is such a good question, and I have to tell you that like so many of you ask questions exactly like this. I mean, this is such a common thing for people to wonder about. Honestly, I think the best way to kind of get this information from her to figure out if she has a crush on you too, or even what her sexuality is in general, is just start up a conversation about sexuality. When we reveal a little bit more about ourselves, it gets other people to open up about themselves. So the best way to make her feel comfortable about talking about her sexuality is maybe for you to talk about yours. Maybe talk about when you realized that you were bisexual, or what that experience is like for you, or maybe like an interesting experience that you went through lately that had to do with your sexuality. So talking about these things candidly is probably the best way to kind of subtly encourage her to talk about herself too. So she might be able to relate back to your experience experiences, and she might say something like, well, like I like guys, but this, or, you know, I'm still questioning my own sexuality, but this. You know, it's a great way to kind of open up the dialogue and actually just kind of get a sense of who she is and who she likes. We talked a little bit in the last video about asking someone about their sexuality, and that is totally fine, but if you don't want to make it awkward or so abrupt, I think getting on the topic of sexuality in general first is like the best place to start. I want to know, like, what do you guys feel about this? Do you have any recommendations of like things that you would want to be asked, or things that you've tried that have kind of worked for you? I want to hear in the comments below for sure. Okay, you guys, so we have made it to the final question of today's Q&A. I am so sad that we're here already, but we've made it, and the last question is so good. Two people asked the same question. So the first one is Tara343. She says, how to be more chill around guys. Like, it's super difficult to be calm and chill around guys. Tara, I'm sure every girl out there can relate to your question. And also Lucia from Snapchat asked the same question. She says, hi, my name is Lucia. I love your videos. Do you have any tips on remaining calm and collected with your crush? I sure do, ladies, and here they are. The most effective way to remain calm, cool, and collected around our crush is to realize that they are a person too. Sometimes in our minds, like, we work our crush up to be like some kind of god, like some kind of superhuman person that we just can't relate to, that we don't see as someone that's like attainable, like someone that we can have a conversation with. But the truth is, like, your crush has insecurities, and your crush can be really awkward sometimes, and they've had experiences where they didn't feel all that confident. When we can remember that they're just a person that has like similar life experiences to us, it breaks down that barrier and helps us just become a lot more comfortable. Not only that, but when we're talking to our crush, like, remembering that getting them isn't the be all and end all. Like, we have to still first figure out if they actually are a match for us and if we actually like them. So if you have it in your head that you're gonna give yourself the time to figure out if you actually like someone, then you'll probably find that you're not as anxious to actually talk to them or hang around them, because you are still evaluating them. You still need to determine if they are good enough for you to like. I think that's really important. And guys, remember, like, in order to have a conversation or flirt, you kind of just have to go for it. Like, you can't really do it half-assed. So it's important that you do remain like super calm and collected, and just remember that they are a person. Like, if your conversation doesn't work out, or if somehow you get embarrassed, like, it actually doesn't really matter. It's not the end of the world. If you can go into it with that mentality, you're a lot more likely to just be successful in the end. So guys, I hope that answers your questions. Thank you so much for tuning into this Q&A, you guys. I love you so much. You are all like honorary little sisters and little daughters to me. Seriously, you are. In the comments this week, one of you wrote a comment that was so touching to me. One of you said, I watch your videos because I don't have a mom. And actually, like, guys, that totally brought me to tears. Like, I was a disaster after reading that comment, because I can't even tell you how much it means to me that so many of you ask questions, and for some reason this channel is having an impact on your life. And to me, that's like the most humbling, most amazing thing in the whole wide world. I think all of you talking to each other and supporting each other is making such a difference. And guys, just by being there in the comments, you're helping people too. So I hope you guys all have an amazing week, and I will see you in 2 weeks for the next Q&A video. Bye guys, love ya.